Following a series of reshoots, delays, and speculations circulating about this submerged spectacle, Aquaman 2: The Lost Kingdom has ultimately surfaced on our screens. Yet the question remains, did it make a significant impact or merely struggle in the shallow waters, and can it be seen that the third or the submarine has finally? The release of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom has sparked uncertainty regarding the prospect of Aquaman 3, a film whose fate remains less than assured. When following the chronological order of DCEU movies, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom technically serves as the concluding chapter. Serving as the final DCEU film before the introduction of James Gunn's DCU movie and TV lineup in 2024, this marks a significant reboot for the DC Universe on the cinematic front. This transition, admittedly frustrating for fans, has given rise to numerous inquiries about the future of DCEU's superheroes. Some characters from the existing DCEU, such as Peacemaker and Amanda Waller, are making the leap into the new universe, while others, like Henry Cavill's Superman, are undergoing recasting. Consequently, the shift has cast an ambiguous light on upcoming DC movies, leaving the continuation of Jason Momoa's portrayal of Arthur Curry after Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom hanging in uncertainty. In the latest developments surrounding Aquaman 3, notable press interviews related to Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom have brought attention to the prospect of a third installment. In September 2023, DCEU director James Wan hinted at the setup for Aquaman 3, revealing during press interviews that the events portrayed in Aquaman 2 lay the groundwork for a continuation of the narrative. Wan confirmed this during a trailer screening event for the second film. Adding to the optimism, lead actor Jason Momoa expressed his desire to bring Aquaman 3 to fruition. In an exclusive interview with Access Hollywood, Momoa addressed the possibility of a third Aquaman film, sharing that he possesses numerous ideas for extending Arthur's story. Momoa concluded the discussion by affirming his eagerness to round out an Aquaman trilogy, instilling hope among fans for the continuation of the aquatic superhero's adventures. Despite the hints and glimpses offered by the cast and crew of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, it's important to note that the official confirmation for Aquaman 3 is still pending. Warner Bros. Is currently navigating the transition from the DCEU to the upcoming DCU, causing a temporary shift in focus away from projects associated with the former franchise, including those slated for 2023. Consequently, enthusiasts eagerly anticipating further underwater escapades with Jason Momoa as the lead are left in anticipation as they await an official announcement for the much-anticipated Aquaman 3. In the event that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom leads to a sequel, several cast members from the second film could potentially make a return. Jason Momoa would naturally reprise his role as Arthur Curry/Aquaman, and it's conceivable that Nicole Kidman could return as Queen Atlanna. The likelihood of Amber Heard reprising her role as Mera is uncertain, given the fallout from her trial with Johnny Depp and the reduced role she had in Aquaman 2 as a consequence. Another probable returning cast member is Patrick Wilson as Orm, especially considering the redemption arc his character underwent in the storyline of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So, the gang that might make a comeback for Aquaman 3 includes Dolph Lundgren as Nereus, Randall Park as Stephen Shin, Tamira Morrison as Thomas Curry, and John Rhys-Davies as the Brine King. These folks all made it through the end of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So if they decide to keep the Aquaman party going, they can totally bring these characters back. Plus, if they do a time jump, we might even see a new face playing Aquaman and Mera's grown-up kid. How cool would that be? So here's the scoop on Aquaman 3 and how it could happen despite the DC Universe shakeup in 2024. The big question is how the third flick fits in, especially with the DC Universe getting a reboot. From what we've seen with Blue Beetle and Aquaman 2, which dropped after The Flash supposedly hit the reset button on the DC Universe, it looks like the new DC movies are just rolling with the flow. They're not dwelling too much on the whole transition thing. Characters are just showing up in the DCU, whether they were part of the DCEU or not, without much backstory. It's kind of a let's keep the party going vibe without getting bogged down in the details of how we got here. chances are our main character won't be rubbing shoulders with the mainline DCU crew, especially since they're reshuffling the Justice League lineup with new actors. So, the slim possibility of Aquaman 3 might hinge on it being an Elseworlds tale. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. If by some miracle Aquaman 3 gets the green light, it could ride on the coattails of the setup in Aquaman 2. Arthur already spilled the beans about Atlantis to the surface world, and that's a goldmine for storytelling. Picture this: the third movie diving into the whole Atlanteans and humans figuring out how to get along, and the only reason it ties into the DCU is thanks to the fuzzy details from The Flash. It's like a wild card that might just make it all click. Here's another angle to consider. Aquaman 3 might just be part of the Elseworlds realm. James Gunn spilled the beans that DCU movies playing outside the main continuity will be labeled as Elseworlds, like The Batman and Joker. James Gunn might want to give Momoa's Aquaman a proper farewell, letting both the actor and potential director James Wan wrap up the trilogy that kicked off in 2018. This way, Momoa's Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom could pave the way for a spin-off that dances to its own beat outside the DCU timeline. And guess what? This move would then open the door for Gunn to cast his own Aquaman for the core universe. It's like a strategic shuffle to keep the Aquaman legacy rolling in style. Now, even if Jason does not return as Aquaman, he can return to play another character. There's talk about James Gunn revamping key characters in the DCEU, and rumors are swirling around Jason Momoa possibly taking on the role of Lobo, a character yet to be explored on screen. While Momoa is set to play Aquaman one last time in December 2023, the studio is undoubtedly hoping for the same success as the first Aquaman film before transitioning into the new DC universe. Well, that's it. For now, make sure that you like our video. Please share your views in the comment section with us. Subscribe to the channel to get updated, and do not forget to hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you at the next one.